All right, so Stacy, glad you could make it. So there's more chairs over there. There's two chairs inside the tent over here. Just all right. I got to cut the music for all the copyright and stuff. Hopefully everybody's got a flashlight because it's kind of dark in here, and you get to keep these flashlights. Kind of a little souvenir for the opening of the first Desert Blockchain camp. So this is being live streamed and recorded, all that stuff.
And hold on a second. I know why we all have flashlights.
What is that?
You guys ready?
What?
Everybody put your, because it's being live streamed. I
Yeah.
guarantee you they cannot see him. Everybody pull your light up.
That's right.
Hit it.
Hey.
There we go.
So that's part of the fun of this. I started thinking about these flashlights. We can do some cool stuff. Like you can vote, you know?
Yes.
You know, and people can't really see. And if you favor this proposal versus this proposal, you can point at the different boards and all that stuff. So anyway, my name is Jay Carpenter. I'm the founder of Desert Blockchain, and I am really, really delighted that you're all here tonight for the first Desert Blockchain Camp #1. We've been talking about this for over a year now. It's finally happening. So this is our opportunity in Arizona to have an ongoing space where we can come together and collaborate and do some cool stuff, build some stuff, basically. So what you're seeing, both of these screens, this one and this one, well, yeah, both of these are running on Raspberry Pis. And the idea is to make this Raspberry Pi centric, media centric, and basically just play in here. So we've got this entire warehouse. That worked last night. I don't know if it'll work tonight, but check this out. I mean, this thing is huge. And we pretty much have it all to ourselves for like the next month or so at least, maybe beyond. So the intention of tonight, as always, is to build community, but it's also to get your feedback and your input on what you think we might be able to do with this space. I've got some ideas that I'll throw out, but since it's kind of a small group tonight, why don't we kind of just go around and introduce ourselves and what you're up to, why you're here, what your interest is, and let's go from there. Jason, why don't you start it off?
Yeah, I'm Jason. Background in software engineering. Spent the last couple of years or so playing with Ethereum. And my main project is working on a carbon trading platform, so the exchange of carbon credits. Yeah, I've been involved in blockchain since 2010 or so.
Are you working on that by yourself?
No, I have a whole team. There's like 10 of us.
Yeah, and the name of the company is Nori.
Yeah.
And you've also been involved in another project called CryptoPal.
Right.
And Jason is the co-organizer of Desert Blockchain. Stacy.
I'm Stacy, the former software developer. Got back into it. Pretty much focused on Python right now. We started exploring Solidity. To figure out where I want to focus on it. Just finished our first software tool in marketing. So happy about that. Just fun community.
Cool.
Steve. I'm Steve Murphy. I'm an energy guy, and I've been involved in blockchain in a number of different ways for probably about 5-6 years now. And this group really helps me stay connected to what's going on in the blockchain arena and develop some great relationships. That's why I'm here.
Jeff Miller, retired physician, got involved in the internet in the mid-90s with mental health. Ended up working with the DoD for about a decade, working on mental health related projects, technology. when I got introduced to blockchain, it felt like mid-90s. So I'm just interested in learning. I'm sort of a spectator for all of this. I'm particularly interested in looking at how the blockchain and the medical record are played in this. It's a no-brainer. I know it's coming, but it's interesting.
So I'm glad you brought that up because I posted recently a set of blog posts that's from a startup called Coral Health, where they're using IPFS and blockchain to do a whole way to manage data. A very interesting approach to cybersecurity, and they're using IPFS and blockchain and peer-to-peer encryption, and you know, that's, I think, one of the things that we can work on in this space is having a strong focus on IPFS. They've launched a whole community chapter thing, and they've got a node school how to learn IPFS, and IPFS and medical records, legal records is an area that I really want to focus on.
And it's what health?
It's called Coral Health. Yeah. So if you look at my tweets or the tweets on if you look at the tweets on Desert Blockchain, there's a Kyle.
I'm gonna do the Halloween story. I'm really excited about all these.
Yeah.
So I'm blinding myself, but
Yeah, look at this.
I'm Kyle Thomas. I am the founder of Dora and Dora Creative. So we are a digital marketing platform. Digital marketing, social media management, and we do those. So the platform enabled and supported, and we're building some technology. I'm excited to be leveraging blockchain on a recent project that we're partnering on that revolves around equity crowdfunding, and hopefully the first approved equity crowdfunding STO that we're hoping that we can get it approved by the SEC, and then with a good proof of concept here in this wonderful financial sandbox, fintech sandbox that we have here in Arizona.
So are you guys going to join us on Saturday at Local Motors? Because what you're working on is right in the heart of what we're trying to create around Ollie's and Local Motors.
Yeah, I'll be there, Jay.
Okay.
So
Good.
I am actually wonderfully supported by some brilliant minds. So I love the fact that I have people who are so hopefully helping me figure all this stuff out.
Cool. All right. John.
Yes,
Go ahead.
I am John. I'm a developer. I'm working on some of the projects with Kyle. Blockchain, I've been around it for over the last 2 or more years, and just been watching it and following other companies and pretty much so.
Cool. Anything you'd like to get out of tonight?
Yeah. Well, I mean, tonight I really wanted to see what it's all about. I mean, I had the meetup selected before, and then so I mean, I'm really interested to see what you do with this. So cool. That's right.
Yes.
Hi, I'm Anisa, and I work for Entertainment First Company. And I'm a senior software developer. I'm currently working on Golang.
Oh, nice.
And I just wanted to see how can we leverage blockchain or current technology or learn from zero to something.
Are you in the blockchain department at American Express?
No, I'm not.
Okay.
Do we know if they have one?
They do.
Yeah.
They do have one.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's fantastic.
Yeah. Nowman, who's been an active member
Oh,
of
no, yes, I'm.
blockchain for a long time. He's in their blockchain department.
He's leading at least 1 year in Arizona.
Cool. And I'm very interested in Golang. Before I dropped everything and got involved in setting this up, I've been doing blockchain courses online. So not blockchain, but Golang courses online. So and the blog posts that I mentioned to Jack are Golang centric. So and hopefully we can have some mob coding and stuff like that with Golang at this space. Cool. Michael.
Michael, a developer, work as protocol, credit scoring, here in IPFS, and really interested in cryptocurrency blockchain since 2013. Yeah, I'm just really excited about it. The world needs programmable money.
Yeah, for sure. And you participated in some of the, at least one of the, was it one or two of the Arizona podcasts? Just one. Yeah, you guys came up with a cool project.
Patty, come on in. Welcome. Good evening.
A little bit of candle lighting, symbols, whatever.
That's right.
No time.
Hey, AJ.
Hey, now.
Help ourselves some pizza, salad.
I have like two sticky notes that I had before my computer died.
Yeah, so there's a chair over there, there's some chairs inside, here's a chair. There's three over there. The bathrooms are in the next building south, so there's no,
Yeah, go to your Christian rock music.
that's right. The band over there is awesome.
No, they're good. They're really good.
And the
It's
stage
like they were
is awesome.
practicing when we were coming out.
Yeah, yeah. So Marcus, go ahead.
My name is Marcus Brown. I'm a blockchain developer. I build, I consult and build proof of concept applications for companies. So December, I wrapped up a project for General Motors down in Chandler. I built a stack for them on blockchain on Hyperledger Fabric. I've also built stuff for GM on Ethereum as well. Right now, I'm working with Kyle and John back here on what Kyle mentioned, equity crowdfunding portal, but we're looking to do a proof of concept of security token offerings at SCLs a little bit later this year.
And will you be there on Saturday?
Yeah, I'll be getting started.
Scott?
Yeah, I'm Scott. My profession, I'm basically a sysadmin. I also have other experience with .NET, web applications. As far as cryptocurrency or blockchain experience goes, I am an Arrow contributor, so distribute translations, helped plan DEF CON last year, and we'll help plan DEF CON this year.
Cool. Thanks for coming. There's should be some more chairs inside the tent. If you guys want to try that. AJ, will you introduce yourself?
Hi, everybody. My name is AJ Gilman. I'm a third-year law student at the Seneca O'Connor College of Law and a member of our Center for Law, Science, and Innovation. I'm working with Professor Gary Marchand on a number of issues and gotten involved with JSO projects. Right now I'm doing legal research into areas such as human augmentation, brain-to-internet interfaces, mind control, autonomous vehicles, and some other fun jurisdictional things. Really great to be here.
And I think you know that.
A little bit. This is my son. I'm Susan Gilman. I'm an adjunct professor of law at ASU Law School. I teach transaction practice readiness finance law this semester, and in the fall semester I teach transaction practice readiness real estate law, and I get right reading AJ's papers. I don't know. So I figured I better learn a little bit more about it. I was a senior counsel bit for a long time. So I deal with banks mostly.
If you have a legal question, she's licensed, not me.
So I really want to learn more about blockchain and
Okay, I'm sorry, I forgot your name.
Randy.
Randy. Yes.
Yeah, primarily consulting in the healthcare industry, data management, financial analysis, data analysis. So got some SQL background, a little bit of coding. So I'm just been very interested in the blockchain and seeing what career developments can come from this. My learning.
Awesome. Cool. All right, Mark.
Hey guys, my name is Mark Murphy. My background is mostly education. I've been teaching English, business English, in Vietnam, Italy, and Thailand for the past 8 years. So just moved back here about a year and a half ago. Started coming up to the meetup last year, and it's just a great way to kind of build your community, especially around blockchain too. So really just kind of here to learn and absorb as much of the information as I can, just so I can possibly teach it one day.
Cool. Mariah. Introduce yourself. Cool. And you said you'd be interested in learning the code and working on robotics and stuff like that?
Yeah, Mariah's done stuff in Scratch before.
Oh, nice.
So yeah, she's not totally foreign to coding.
Awesome. So one of the things that's been happening at Desert Blockchain is we've been having these parent and youth teams, I'll call them, attending, like Susan and AJ, and Marcus and Mariah, and others. So part of the opportunity set is to have some events and workshops that are designed for parents and youth. It's, wouldn't it be cool to do that? Yeah, so you can work on projects and stuff together.
Yeah.
Michael.
Yes, sir.
Want to introduce yourself?
Michael Well, I'm the facilitator for a thing called Blockchain Weekly. Every week, I have people who are doing interesting things in the blockchain space. We do a shindig, 1 hour interview panel event. 41 people at the live event. I get between 4 and 10,000 views a week on the YouTube replay channel. I'm also the co-founder and CEO of a company called Blockchain Consultants. We rationalize workload using distributed ledger technology, decentralization. We actually have 2 native blockchain companies that we have launched and are in the wild, and actually have blockchain-centric workflows right now. And we're getting into an interesting thing, going past just using centralization, using consensus. The decentralization is adding blocks, but also in building organizations. We're spinning up 14 DLT-centric companies simultaneously in 5 different communities around Phoenix, Arizona. We're going up for Reg CF crowdfunding simultaneously. About 10 to 14 of them will launch probably on February 10th, it looks like. So I'm really interested in people that are entrepreneurs and want to get involved in the company and actually become hands-on in developing a blockchain native application and a company that is blockchain native, and also because I have these companies that are spinning up simultaneously. I'm always interested in space. I also do I did 3 meetups with 20 to 40 people every week in Phoenix. And space is just so difficult to find, so I'm interested in space.
Cool. All right, did we get everybody introduced? All right, any questions or comments at this point? Before we kind of open it up to a discussion about what the opportunity set is here. Okay. So we have had the meeting at University of Advancing Technology, and we were grateful for them hosting us. And we were meeting over here at Grand Canyon University, and we're grateful for them hosting us. But what I think we've needed in the community for a long time is an ongoing workspace where we could meet and collaborate and come on a regular basis. So this is the first iteration of that notion. And it's designed with some specific characteristics in mind. It's designed to be nomadic. So this can be basically put up, taken down within like a day's time, is the intention. It's self-sufficient. We're running off generator power right now, and we don't have any water, we don't have any of that, and the idea is to keep it self-sufficient. We don't necessarily have to run off generators. We can put a power pole out in the parking lot and basically get power to this if we wanted to on a temporary basis. It's designed to be scaled, so the idea is to run these in multiple locations simultaneously and network them together and make everything basically rich media, meaning audio, video, etc. It's designed to be run on small board computers like Raspberry Pis, which that's what this is. It's designed to be Internet of Things centric. So you're not seeing it yet, but imagine that this frame contained lighting, sensors, microphones, speakers, all sorts of things that we can control with our phones without having to download an app. And the platform to do that is something called Node-RED. So I taught a class at UAT, University of Advancing Technology, last semester, and we stood up Naive Coin, which is a simplified blockchain, like 1,500 lines of JavaScript, and we interfaced that with Node-RED. So we were actually, as transactions were happening on Naive Coin, we could basically turn Arduinos on and off.
Have you seen Chirpers? It's done by
Louis.
Yeah.
Louis is, for those of you that don't know Louis Montez, he basically runs BeatSync, and he's one of the key node developers in town, or pretty much anywhere. And he's also deeply involved in the Internet of Things. And so in addition to Chirpers, which was kind of inspired by Node-RED, he also is now getting into these decentralized constructs like DApp and IPFS. Okay. So there are pieces that are kind of coming together in this whole realm. So when we go into a building like our homes or our academic institutions, media and IoT is kind of an afterthought. None of that was designed for experimenting with small board computers and servos and all that stuff. This is designed to do that, where we can throw things up, take them down. We can fly quadcopters in here, drones. We can run robots, build Arduino and Raspberry Pi bots that run around in here. We pretty much got a blank canvas to do whatever we want. And that was part of the motivation to move into a space like this. So any questions about all that before?
Jay, whose space is this? Who is this block right now?
So this property is currently owned by Love International Ministries, which they're having a service in the building next to us. It's a very robust community, and part of the opportunity is to have some workshops for some of their members, like with some of their youth and you know, their parent parental members and so forth. If, you know, after we break up from here, if you want to walk around, I'd recommend you check out the grounds, because they've got a whole building over here that some of their young people are, you know, congregating and doing all cool stuff, including like some of this artwork that's in the warehouse here. But just a little bit of history. This was a Staples distribution center. So somehow the church got it. I'm not sure how long the church will own it, but suffice it to say that it hasn't been used until I came along and I said, hey, can we set up some stuff? They had no clue what I was talking about. I had no clue what I was talking about. But that's right. But unfortunately, they said yes for some reason, and you know, it looks like the pieces are coming together so that we'll be able to use this maybe in the fall. So
are we gonna, is Desert Blockchain gonna lease the space so that we have the right to use it, or are they just donating it this time for us?
Let's say it's still in the formative stages in terms of how that will exactly come about. But they seem to be happy with the use and possible uses. I'm certainly happy, and we're right next door to Grand Canyon University, which could open up some opportunity. So we're kind of in the, hey, let's figure this thing out. There's also some other conversations with some major companies in town that might be interested in either using this space here or setting up a similar camp for some of their events. I don't know where it's all going to go, basically. Any other questions? So what you're seeing behind you, and everybody's welcome to investigate that, is just the first of 4 wings. So it's designed to be, each wing is like 900 square feet. Got effectively 9 10 by 10 pop-up tents, with the middle one removed just so it's not all closed in. Each corner has an 8 by 8 pop-up tent, which will be set up for like a workspace, like a private workspace, where developers or entrepreneurs can go in and basically set it up and have an ongoing workspace. Now the idea, and what I'd like to get your feedback about is, out of the 4 on each wing, what I have in mind is that we have two of the 4 are for people that have technical skills in coding. And the proposal that I'd like to put out to the community is that let's call them the developers, the 2 developers that are in each wing, can use it for free, as long as they're doing like 1 talk or whatever, let's say per week, or they're hosting a meetup, like once a month. So that's what I think will be the starting point. The other 2 spaces will be for people that are either not interested in doing a talk or a meetup, a technical talk or meetup, but they want to be part of the space, And what I'm thinking is that'll be charged at like $175 per week. Those two of the four corners spaces. And the 8x8s, the intention is to set those up so that it's basically like a video conferencing studio. So you outfit them with lighting, sound, cameras, and so forth, so that hopefully at a click of a button, you can be into an optimized video conference setting instead of the, looking at the kitchen in the background, all those distractions. But the 8x8 workspaces can be optimized, can be customized to however the people that use them want to set them up. You can take it with you if you decide to go someplace else. Doesn't matter. Down the road, we might be able to incorporate like trailers, or if you want really, really quiet workspace, that you can bring in here, like smaller trailers, and basically put them up to the corners, or maybe not at this location because they have church service here, but have the trailers as sort of like a live work area out in the parking lot.
Do they have church service in this building?
They do not. Well, the church service, there's a whole another section like this,
but not in this one.
Not in this.
Got it.
This was not used at all. So let's see.
If you had tenants sign on, would you think they could water restore it?
No. Well, maybe. And, we're not tied to this building because it's going to get hot, in short order. So we might find some other comparable space that could be leased that's, got air conditioning and stuff like that. The other idea is to, in the summer months, make it like water parks. So, what if we were doing all sorts of Arduino, Raspberry Pi controlled water features, stuff like that. It's also going to be an experiment in seeing how we can heat and cool, the individual spaces. And, if this takes off, the idea would be to put some sort of shell over this so that it could truly be standalone pretty much anywhere. Right. And then that could be air conditioned.
So fire tents?
Fire tents?
Yeah, fire festival, the tents that they had out.
Oh, I just watched that. It was so scary. I told you gotta watch this fire festival documentary.
Train wreck?
It was a total train wreck. And oh my God, I'm gonna invite all these people to this dark, dank warehouse, and it's gonna be like a fire festival. So, it was like, this is gonna be a train wreck. Anyway, no, not those types. Well, actually,
The tents would be pretty cool.
Well, the tents would be cool.
Yeah.
And so there's a fellow that helped me with this named Ben Lewis, who has like Bad Craft Consulting, who was the educational director for Tech Shop out in Chandler, like nationwide. And he's like a master maker, and we've been talking about bringing in 3D printers and 3D printing connectors for GEDs to go.
Oh, yeah. Cool.
So that's part of what we could explore with this. So if you can imagine these frames, but have the GEDs that don't, open the whole thing. And then that opens up some cool possibilities as well.
I have a question. How many people in this room are digging what he's talking about? How many people in this room are excited about what he's talking about?
Yeah, show your light.
Get your lights out. Well, I mean, so we're talking about a concept of having a space for the community. How many people would participate, either full-time or part-time?
Yeah, so I think there's some excitement here.
Mm-hmm.
It's just, people still aren't sure how this is gonna work, right? But thanks, Kyle, for.
This is the way it starts, right? I mean,
Yeah.
if you go to Los Angeles, there's plenty of places like this. If you go to the city, there's plenty of places like this. If you go to Austin, there's plenty of places like this. And in Phoenix, there's a bunch of guys that are making a lot of noise about being the blockchain valley. We certainly have a lot of people that are involved in cyber. We certainly have some really smart people, but we don't. I mean, from my standpoint, it's very difficult to find a place that we can all come together. What you're suggesting here is more of a decentralized environment, which actually, as it turns out, I mean, you're going to be building decentralized apps, and you're going to be using decentralization and things like consensus in your workflows. They don't fit very well in the standard organization. So we need to figure out how we do these decentralized organizations.
So we got to eat, sleep, and breathe it, Mike?
You don't have to.
No, I'm saying I think we should. I think you're right.
I am.
Yeah, I am. Mike is right. Mike is right.
So Kyle, thanks for bringing
I'm excited. I mean,
yeah.
I got goosebumps. I don't know if you can see this, but this is the kind
Nobody
of
can see anything unless you turn the flashlight on.
I'm here, Mike.
But this is the type of thing that everyone talks a good talk, and there's some of us out there that are trying to walk a good walk, but we need something like this. We have to have something.
Yeah.
Is there right now a landing page where we can go put our email in, phone number, or contact information and express interest?
You can post a comment on the meetup page for this meetup.
On the meetup page?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So what would be really, really helpful is everybody that's interested in this, everybody that has an idea for a use case, just in the comments for this meetup, just post something. And then let's continue to riff on it. What other ideas do you have? What's coming to mind?
So for us, we're actually in the middle of looking for space. So we're negotiating large spaces. We've got an 18,000 or 25,000, and it's 15, but we'll end up being over 20,000 square feet. So we're looking at spaces right now. One of the things that we want studio space. Right now, what somebody didn't talk about is his amazing Thursday, the last 2 Thursdays. John, tell them about HK3.
So HK3 News is not just about blockchain, it's about technology in itself. So HK3 stands for Humankind 3.0, and what the things that are going to be discussed are technology that is evolving, and it's a platform for things like this, for robotics, AI, startups, all that kind of stuff, to
Culture, education.
Get their word out about what they're working on and what's interesting to them. Right now, I'm trying to keep it more at not so behind the scenes level. I want to try to get more of the people who don't understand it and try to educate people to where they start understanding what is going on and get into the fold. So that's what HK3 is doing.
And we're broadcasting live on the last 2 Thursdays of every month. So we need good studio space.
Yeah.
So, and what we would love to do is actually in between now and whatever location we end up getting, there's going to be significant TI involved. So we're going to have to do some significant improvements, but it should be done by the summer. So we may be able to move something to that location. But in between now and then, this is a perfect space, and we wouldn't mind being a financial contributor to the space to help kind of move it along in that direction. Obviously, we'll have conversations about how the functionality and the structure of that works, because power, internet connectivity, live streaming, all of that is, you know,
Right now, we're running off of LTE. So there's a hotspot right here, AT&T hotspot. Now, I've also got a wireless relay that's sitting in that tent that.
We should build a national mesh.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that would be.
We could build it.
Fantastic, build a mesh. So we have contacts, I mean, guys, how many of you have contacts? Like serious corporate contacts here in the city? Raise your hands if you have corporate contacts within the city. I mean, we can get sponsorship. I mean, I can tell you right now, some of my people, I get some solar companies involved, so we're not dealing with a gas generator.
Yeah.
We can get some connectivity in here. Right now, we already have an LOI for 50 grand a year from Cox Communications.
An LOI is?
Letter of intent.
Okay.
So basically, our space will be subsidized to the tune of $200,000 to $250,000 a year.
Nice.
So State Farm, American Express,
Yeah.
Cox, Chase, or Allied Bank. Those they're actually either one. The Arizona Corporation Commission, so the ACC. So we're in talks with all of them to get multi-year deals for sponsorship for our space, and our space will have open space for this exact wonderful type of concept.
Cool.
So we also have, one of our locations may have a community partner. The owner of the building is thrilled with what we're doing. But the beautiful thing is, if we can do a proof of concept here and get it working really well, that makes it even easier for us to close $250,000 a year in corporate sponsorship. So, and with the corporate sponsorship, that's cash. But I can tell you, Cox would love to actually come in and do a proof of concept for a mobile internet type fiber, rather than having it held.
That'd be cool.
So,
I actually gave my build a blockchain, and the head of Cox was part of the audience. I can't remember his name, but one of the Zeneros or whatever.
Yeah, so that's fantastic. So between network and community, that's one of the wonderful powers of community is the shared network. You know, we come together, share network, put it together, and say, hey, what can we do together? Because we're much more powerful in numbers by orders of magnitude. And we can come together and create something amazing. We'd love to put a studio in here. The space we're in right now is beautiful, but we can't put a studio in. It doesn't have enough room, and it's too.
Yeah.
If you guys ever watch the HK3 videos, you'll see the space. But we could put it, I mean, right there, there's enough room for a nice studio. You know, and it could be mobile, modular.
Multiple studios.
Yeah. So,
And you can't see it in that storage tent, but I've got acoustic tiles in there that, you know, we could pin up to these tents and experience or experiment with how do we take these nomadic spaces and make them acoustically desirable.
So I spent my early professional career designing and building sets for film and photography. Cool. And so I know how to pull and build a modular soundstage that you can literally break down and move and put back up and have it be aesthetically pleasing and fun and cool, and that people would like to actually come onto a live stream and view. And to your point, having people in the community, volunteers to teach and educate, especially with sponsored by Dora and HK3 News, we would love to have people bringing the masses in, and that's one of the challenges. So as a marketing company, one of the things that we do really well is help people distill messages down in a way that people will consume. The challenge when you're educating people on new technology, new concepts, new mindsets, it's communicating it in a way that somebody doesn't you don't see the glassy eyes. So that's a challenge, and it's something that we can help bring.
Cool. And the community piece is huge because the space is so small right now. everybody needs to work with each other. Everybody needs to talk to each other to get that information out, and that's a big part of it. I want to. I mean, I see a lot out there, and I hope to keep on adding to that. Mike has some great, so with Mike's community consensus and everything that we're working on, there's a lot of pieces that can create a pretty cool community. Yes, the devil's in the details. It's in the commitments and the follow through, but this is fantastic. I don't know, I'm not going to speak on behalf of the team quite yet. There's more investigation, but on the surface, it sounds like something we're really excited about.
Yeah, as a hacker, I love it.
Yeah. So Marcus said yes. John's excited. I'm excited. We got some more people that we got to get on board, but I don't think.
Yeah, very cool. Well, so I'm gonna be here tomorrow and Friday night, and I'll be sending out a blast for anybody that's interested in doing like some pre-setup with Years in a Blockathon on Saturday. That's kind of the theme, but it doesn't have to be that. I plan to have like 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. every Thursday, Friday, and Saturday at a minimum to operate this. And it doesn't have to be restricted to that. The church packs this place on Sundays, and I'm sure if we looked out there right now in the parking lot, you'd see that it's filled with cars for their Wednesday night service. But other than that, this is a ghost town. So, and I've got a key to the gate in here, and my wife probably wouldn't like this, but I'm almost ready to move.
Well,
hopefully she would follow.
Yeah, you had a great idea with like, some podcasts.
Yeah. No, we could move some small trailers into here and make this truly a live work, like inside of this.
It's the concept that we're building right now is we're gonna have kitchen, cafe, workout, gym, crash, sleep, childcare. It's stay-at-home moms. If you just want a nap, come get a nap.
Yeah.
We want a community environment, so it fits right along with what you're talking about.
Yeah.
And we'd love to start it before we actually get the building. That would be fantastic.
Well, there's nothing we could go out and rent trailers tomorrow and bring them in here and have a live work. So that's doable, like whenever the trailer rental place opens tomorrow. And it could be tense, but I think having some travel trailers in here would be really, really cool to experiment with. Yeah, and I've also looked at cargo trailers, taking
containers.
Taking cargo trailers and outfitting them as a studio. I've been shopping those as well.
Really? There's our air conditioning. We just open the doors.
Nice.
AJ. Most of them don't have a gym rack.
So we are having a lot of fun, and I guess that means I have to see the law students in the room.
Yes.
But there's a lot of legal questions being raised here.
Oh, the deal prevention
That
department.
we're talking about. We're talking about a lot of money, a ton of areas. I'm literally just checking off my head all of the different areas of law that I'm researching. So I think before we engage investors, before we engage truck dealers, we engage the legal community.
Do we get SWAT?
I agree.
Actually, I have time to answer that, but I'm not licensed.
No, I agree.
So, say we can.
Where's Sherry?
I know some people who might be able to give us some free legal advice.
We got lawyers on the team. We got a lawyer on the team.
And I have a few people with me, but we need to engage.
Well,
me first.
Yeah. So.
Thanks a lot. I think you have to be careful about the live work concept in this space because you're not zoned. That might cause problems to whoever comes.
Are we sure that this is not zoned?
It's not a residential space.
Not residential,
It's
but for
industrial,
multi-use?
it's probably commercial, it's probably CO, it's probably industrial.
It's just CO.
Part 3 and R4 and R6.
Yeah, you have to check the zoning and see. I mean, I'm not saying it's not anything because I don't know, but you'd have to check it and make sure that you've got the correct balance of lots of get here.
It certainly would be a couple of, it'd certainly be a couple of months before they.
Yeah. But we don't think God would like that.
And it's gonna get hot.
Yeah.
We don't want to piss God.
So, I say we beg for forgiveness.
Well, it's good advice. And, you know, Susan and AJ and the whole ASU Law School has a big appetite for blockchain. And what goes part and parcel with blockchain is new forms of organization and entities. And this dynamic ownership and property rights and everything else is sort of a subtext for ICOs.
SDOs.
No, SDOs.
I have to say this, it is interesting right now in the law space because, you know, our company is sponsored by a law firm, where they're going to have consulting. And they're going to talk on the technical, and they are excited about us. We just announced some apps for them. But they actually do not want to do this here. They don't want to invest in the money. They're very much like, which we are too in our past businesses. But it leads to that thing. Everybody's just throwing it out. And like, yeah, developing it in theory and all that. We'll get some and we'll kind of go from there. But, you know, there is this kind of, the SEC is kind of scared of you.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, they haven't approved anything.
Well, don't get me wrong, I am not advocating, I'm not advocating. I'm not advocating an ICO. I'm just saying that this decentralized realm is opening up some opportunities to innovate around structures, corporate structures, property rights. How does a community own and develop things, and how can people come and go in a way that works?
I love it. I like the idea of the robotics and blockchain and community, exactly what you're doing. And it just comes down to what you're saying, is just how can we use the space in a way that it's wherever we're set up, because as you said, it can be filtered. So in different areas, you're going to have different abilities. I think it's brilliant. I just have to say that, you know, you just put behind your word, you're serious about it. I'm very appreciative. You have my support. I actually can help you. I don't have a clue as to how to do this, but I think that it's definitely got the right community behind you, and I'll support you in whatever you do.
Cool.
I can also.
Awesome.
I mean, I don't.
Thank you.
I can't engineer anything, but I can help with
I can break a ton of stuff. It would be great to test it, but.
We've got a real problem in the legal community. Because we're bringing in things that don't fit.
Hey, I'm going to do your part. I'm moving around a bit, so it doesn't stop us. It's just, it is what it is. So I'm just going to rebel in a way that we just put our apps, we're doing our apps in a way that some of you are.
Well, I mean, seriously, I mean, we're sitting here in Phoenix, Arizona. We have these Schweiker and Jeff Weiniger, and we have a financial sandbox where we'll get a letter, will not prosecute letter from the Attorney General's office. No one else has. We have a signature, legal and binding. We can transfer. We can legally transfer a piece of property. We can do that. It's very clear that we can do that. Right? And everyone's saying, well, you know, SDOs, no one's shown us how to do that. That's incorrect, really. The thing is, the exchanges, right? We don't have any exchanges. The SEC has turned down 126. Every time that they turn them down, they give us some additional information on what we need to know about KYC and AML, what their ideas are. Because they're not going to come out and tell us, but they're going to give us some evidence. We're going to, you know, sometime mid-year, we'll have an exchange for SDOs. And we're morphing into a different reality where some of the legal things are going to be challenged because they're no longer relevant. And we have a legal community that wants to hang on to these communities and regulate. And what's happening is the United States is becoming a third world country as emerging countries begin to do these blockchain things and begin to do these wireless things and begin to build community based on consensus and community, where we can't because we're being overregulated. I think what we have here is the opportunity to kind of build something, kind of put all that together. But let's build and let's let the chips fall where they may, because in that way we'll be able to learn. There's no one else out there that's doing these kinds of things. No one. They're all in their own little silos, all little folders, and we have an opportunity here in Arizona to develop the IP that's necessary to really understand what the work that goes out and begin to implement this stuff to be way ahead of the pack. We just really need to really understand that this is a community. We do things differently, and we begin to communicate the way we're doing differently to the legal profession. And instead of depending on the legal profession to tell us it's illegal, we need to tell the legal profession what it is we're doing and why we're doing it, help them understand what it is, so that we can get some things passed.
I don't know what lawyers are just like, but like they're not the same lawyers like nobody. I don't look at it from a legal standpoint. I don't look at it the way that you describe it all. So I'm a little perplexed, to be honest.
But I'm a registered commodity trading fund.
Okay.
I agree with Mike on the second said. Our regulatory framework is putting the U.S. behind the eight ball on a global basis. We are losing our competitiveness on a global basis. Our regulatory inaction. So what we need people to do on the legal and regulatory side is spur action to solve and to allow us to move forward with STOs.
Yeah. So what you need is, what you're talking about is you need lobbyists. Exactly. Because the lawyers don't, I mean, the lawyers are not driving that process. It's lobbyists driving the political process. And but lawyers are afraid of regulations for the most part, unless, except for the government.
Every country, some adopted, some not, this, that, and it's going to be resolved. I'm not here to, I don't, it's just a framework. I don't really be a cross-person community. I totally agree with you saying, I was in Washington for 7 years. So I get it, I don't disagree with either both. So, but it's a bigger issue than I am, which is right. It's more obvious. There's countries out there that are trying to figure it out.
But there's 3 companies that are working on Sandbox. There's only 3. That's it.
That have been approved. And so, what we, the opportunity set that we've got is to use this space to bring this conversation together and make some proposals, bring in the policy makers, and, say, hey, can we get an exemption for this zoning?
Exactly.
And then go for it. And if XYZ entity, public entity, public administration says, well, we got to think about it or whatever. The cool thing about this design is it can be punched out immediately in another jurisdiction that says, yeah, let's give it a try.
I like that. I like the fact that you can do a lot. You have a studio here. You could do some medical, like that's part of our history overseas is the medical humanitarian aspect of it. There's a lot of testing you do in here that essentially change the world. They can do it like anyone can. It's open source for them. That's a really good thing for them. So, and humanitarian effort, so especially for guys over that, it's, it's really hard to say, hey, we're doing, we're public testing. And after that, it's some of the IP quiet.
Well, yeah, okay. So here's where we're going to start. This is a minimum. Thursdays.
Does anybody want a zoning update real quick?
Give it a shot, man.
We are either C2 or C3, and which does permit, doesn't.
Yeah, 1730 subsection 56 says, 1 or 2 story residential is permitted.
Yeah.
So this is what I can commit to. So we've got a canvas here where we can do a live work, if I'm understanding what you guys are
Yep,
saying.
because we are not sure which side of the divide, but C2 or C3 both allow for multi-story residential.
Wow.
So we put trailers on top of trailers.
Yes, we could put trailers on top of trailers.
Although if the trailer falls down, I think we still have.
I actually.
Yes, I know the zoning attorney.
My co-professor.
I watched the TV show Treehouse on Health.
So I went to an event at ASU, and Michael Crow was doing this, futuristic presentation and everything, and he puts up a slide of like Cincinnati or something in the future, and it's got these like this multi-level trailer park, and it's kind of a dystopia. And I'm going, hey man, I want to do that.
Do you know where he got that image from?
No, where?
Ready Player One.
Oh, really?
Yes, I've seen this. I've seen the deck. It's from the movie Ready Player One.
Anyway, the multi-story, this is designed to be a multi-level project using like trusses like you would see at a concert. So, yeah, you can keep it.
I can bring it one.
Okay. So anyway, these are the hours that days and hours that I can commit to. I know it is. And I'm open to expanding those hours if people want to come in and be responsible for the space and all that.
Community responsibility.
Yeah, community. Yeah.
When you do Wednesdays from like 10 to 1, I will do blockchain weekly from here and promote it on blockchain.
Yeah, I think so.
Can you do Tuesdays from like 5 to 9? And I will bring a meetup in every Tuesday.
Yeah, that's on. So, yeah. I think we also, we want to do workshops.
Can we schedule workshops on a regular basis?
I think so. I mean, I'm looking at the driver, so the monetization is the revenue flow being half the workspaces are paying something weekly basis. I'm saying 175, but I don't know if that's market or whatever, and it kind of depends on what's set up
I
here.
can tell you right now that the basic rate around town for co-working is between $200 and $250 per person dedicated desk.
Okay.
But I will tell you that the requirement for connectivity, fast connectivity, power, body,
Yeah.
restrooms, amenities, that comes with all of
Yeah. Well, you pull a travel trailer in, you got basically most of that, if not all of it. So, I don't know what the exact combination is. Certainly the private offices are more than 250.
that. For private offices, yes.
Yeah. So the 8x8s in this wing are designed to be more like a private office.
So we pay $600 a month for a space.
Yeah.
But we have all the amenities.
Right.
That's for one of our enclosed offices. So that's for one office in our location, right? Well, you know where it is.
28.
28.
Do they charge you extra for the black mold, or is that go in?
Well, that's upstairs. Luckily downstairs, it's not.
So the other monetization model for this is people becoming Desert Blockchain citizens at $10 a month, and then they have certain privileges and benefits here. I mean, that should be doable.
Well, I think that's cheap to come into in kind of like a drop-in environment.
You want to pay $125? Yeah, that is. No, that was probably the total. That was the total. So like 125 and pizzas included. We don't have to deal with sponsorships. So anyway, I think we're about to run out of gas on the generators.
Nice.
Yeah, flashlights.
Yeah, we did have flashlights. Anybody think of something cool we could do with the flashlights?
Wave?
A rave?
It was like mid-90s.
I've spoken at Gary Marshall.
So you're not there.
I'm not there, so don't talk about it.
Next time you're down there, you're ready to relax, can't do tomorrow, but, I'm down there Monday, Wednesday, mornings. And, forever down there, I teach from 8:30 until 10 now, oftentimes. But I'm downtown for sure then, and I'd like to get together with you when I want to talk about how I might get involved in health committee, if I'm not the tech person. Just I'm interested in health.
Awesome, thanks.
I'm real estate.
Good. I come from a real estate background. So why don't we, I'm going to turn off the live stream, and then why don't we kind of end it a little bit early and go into the wing and kind of walk through that. And then, again, I'll be here tomorrow night from like 6 a.m. to 10 p.m. If anybody's wanting to drop by, I'll be posting that. I'll do the same thing on Friday. I'll start tweeting on Desert Blockchain when
Oh, that's my car.
we can open it up. It'll be on the Desert Blockchain Twitter. Desert Block. All right. So thanks for tuning in. Had an awesome conversation tonight and lots of excitement. And we'll take it to the next step. Goodbye.